Yes, yes. We're here. And we want to discuss with the fun times you're having on earth. And we're wanting to explain and remind to many who are still confused of why they are struggling so much with so many people and so many concepts and so many situations. And of course, it all regards back to their own emotional struggles and hurdles as they are challenging themselves to see the bigger perspective of why they're going through such things. It is accountability time for many souls who have had many lifetimes here on earth. This is the finale. This is the completion. This is the I must do this on my to do list, as you will when you're writing your life contract for this lifetime. It is significant, and you have all put in so much into your life contracts for experiences this lifetime because you have explored so much in other lifetimes. We see, and this is through the vehicle, many people saying that they believe that their life purpose and mission here this lifetime is to heal their ancestral lines. And we say to you, when you have lived a lifetime long ago in your perceived history, when you have suffered and struggled with other people's free will choices that may have brutally killed you, brutally killed your tribe, brutally killed your farm stock, you have chosen to experience many things, and others have used their free will, we want to say recklessly in some regards. But it's all lessons and experiences, and truly, from our perspective, it is all part of the game you've chosen to play on a free will living planet. And so we say to those people who think they're just here to heal their ancestral lines, when you have had many lifetimes here, what you're truly doing is going back and healing the lifetime where you were the originator and the originator of collecting trauma. When you have trauma in your life, this is in such shock that it consciously sticks in, shall we say, to your DNA, to your cell structures, to your physical shock. You absorb it in your body. And so this becomes a memory to your DNA, if you will. And so when you then reproduce, your memories are within your reproduction. You're copying and pasting your memories, your impacts, not only physical, but mental, emotional, mindsets. And so we see many people saying, for example, that their thyroidism is because it's part of their family history. And we say to you, go back to the root of when the voice was suppressed the most. Often it was because you were killed for speaking your truth, is the most traumatic time where you learn not to use your voice in fear of losing the body and completely in terms of exit point. And so when that trauma has taken impact, where you see someone be killed for speaking their truth, it shocks you, it shuts down your own speaking of truth, and then all the children you have from that perspective point also have this condition, while also it's not only in their memories of their cells and their DNA that they've inherited from their parents, they've also been marinated and nurtured by the same parents who are still living in fear of speaking their truth. And so not only is in your physical DNA structures, but it's also in your consciousness awareness of the environment of how to interact and be in fear of speaking one's truth. It's all connected. And so when you're here thinking that you're trying to heal ancestral lines, we say ultimately you're trying to heal yourself because you were those ancestors. When you go back to all the history lines of who you've ever lived, You could be the original soul experiencing that war, that carnage, that independent journey and experience that has shocked you so much back then. And it has rippled out through all of your ancestral lines. And now you're still carrying and being born into that line of trauma through the genetics. And so while it's noble and courageous to think that you can heal and correct and change from your ancestors, know thyself. Know that it is probably your own earth journey being that ancestor. Do you understand how the genetics works in terms of holding the trauma and you could say for namesake and label sake, your DNA holds your Akashic records, everything that's ever happened to you, but it goes beyond that. The markings of your DNA is reminding you of all the other things that have happened with all of your physical genetic lines. And this is not understood so much from your, say, scientists who were trying to map and categorize and describe how the physical body functions. But when they're not taking account of the soul, the life contract of the soul, and also the emotional impacts of the body to the body, shall we say, your mind dictates how the body is going to respond in so many ways. And of course, there is predestined life contract experiences with the body that you may not feel responsible for or creating. But from our perspective, it is all purposeful and created for your requirements for your life contract here on earth. And so when you overcome the injustices that has ever happened to you, to understand it, that it is an experience to learn to empower yourselves, and it's an experience to learn how capable the choices of other people's free will to empower or disempower others. We're not trying to remind you to not trust others. We're trying to remind you of what others have done. You know that this lifetime is a significant one because this is the summary of all of the experiences you've ever lived here on earth in your multiple lifetimes here. And so you are very connected in, and you are very reactive to all of those players in this game of life that are pushing you and forcing you and encouraging you and triggering you to heal. Every opportunity from a trigger is to heal you. When you see that this is a gift for you to grow from, it suddenly takes away the sting of the emotional trauma because you've already experienced the trauma. You've already experienced being brutally killed, unfairly treated from your perspective through other people's choices. But this has all been played out. You're trying to make amends. You're trying to be accountable and responsible for all the other lifetimes you've ever lived when you have used your free will recklessly. There is no judgment here. It is all wild experiences. And for the soul's experience, a journey here on earth, it's fascinating. It's extraordinary to be this dense, to be this reactive, to feel the emotions so heightened. When you remove yourselves from the energy of higher dimensions to be here on the ground, on this planet, in these physical bodies. It is such a unique experience than what you're usually exploring. It is fascinating and intriguing. And you're absorbed in it. And you can continue living your life fully reactive and absorbing all of the situations to prompt you, to trigger you, to empower yourself, to heal yourself, and to grow with spiritual maturity, as we would like to label it as. We understand many of you are at different levels of your journey, and you choose the pace you grow. You choose the pace you heal. You also choose the level of love and compassion you share and give yourself, and the level of compassion you share and give others. You choose to withhold love from others. You choose to withhold love from self. And when you are healing, and when you are hurt, and when you're still trying to see the lessons and the purposes of what is in front of you, all to empower you, you can be very selective with your choices to accept others, to forgive others, to empower others, to love others, to celebrate others, to support others, to laugh with others, to share with others. When you're still on your journey of healing, you cannot truly be able to do such things with others as you are still holding on to such pain and such limited perspectives of why these lessons and experiences are given to you in the first place. And it's all perspectives to figure out the journey of this. But when you are not empowered and you're still holding on to hurt and limitations, you have to be responsible that you can be hurting others because of your choices as well. And this is why we say it's important to heal yourself, because we see many who are still on their big journey, big stepping stones to heal themselves. They're so focused on their own hurt, their own pain, they're actually oblivious to how they hurt others, as they're so fixated and focused on their own traumas, their own dramas, their own issues. That is fine. They're working through it. So don't judge them for it when they have reacted to show you their pain, show you their hurt, show you their struggles. They're in it. They're in the thick of the inner work. They're focused. They're absorbed in it. But when you react to someone still struggling with their own inner work, when you react to someone still struggling with their own confidence to empower themselves with love, you could be adding more trauma and stress and pressure onto them. So you let them do their journey, their work, love them, and only love them. If you find you're starting to judge them, that is disempowering them. If you find that you're starting to get frustrated with them, that's disempowering them. When you project back that frustration, of course, there's always triggering. That is beautiful, and there is purpose to triggering. It gets complicated. Everything's purposeful, but know what's going on and why. Are you to trigger this person, or is this truly your own inner work that is triggering you? Be mindful of each interaction. Don't worry about it. Allow what's happening to flow. Overthinking can also keep you small. Overthinking can also limit you, block you, and keep you afraid. Go with it, explore it, feel into it, and accept it. It is what it is. It has a bigger perspective as you zoom out to the entire connections you have with each other. When you're back in our perspective, when you are a high dimensional being again, after you've experienced the dream within a dream, the game you play called life on earth, when you reflect back on these experiences, they are small journeys in terms of your full soul's journey. There is no such thing as good or bad, right or wrong. It is experiences on the third dimension. But it's teachable moments, teachable experiences of the cause and effect of emotions and attitudes and communication and connections in the third dimension. And as you're all seeking love, and as you're all seeking to feel supported, there is only the opportunity to do this when you have connected with yourself, when you love yourself. We say this so much, but yet there is always one or two things that you feel blocks you or limits you. You can't love yourself because of that time you lied. You can't love yourself because that time you stole. You can't love yourself because that time you cheated, or you used your free will to get what you wanted, even though you know that potentially you've created a victim in someone else's experience. And when you just consider that you've breached your life contracts with each other to use your free will to press upon thee what you needed and seeked because you were still hurt on your own journey, we are saying chances are that it's still part of your life contract, and your ego's and comprehension of what your life contract entails for you, you confuse free will choices versus life contract experiences, and it's significant. Healing from everything, even when you're the villain, healing from everything, even when you're the victim, is the inner work and the perspectives that you are seeking to empower yourselves to not only heal yourself this lifetime, but to heal yourself from all lifetimes you've lived here on earth. And you've been a part of this journey with others. And as you may have already empowered yourself to love yourself, to accept yourself and all that is and all that has been, you now gift others your vibration, your perspectives, and your compassion, and your love, 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 and your love is what humanity needs. And you're so capable of this. Allow yourself to feel the full source love energy that has been given to you all the time. Accept it and harness this energy in to share for all. To share for all. You must accept it first within yourself to share for all. The more you do this, the more empowered and of service you will be. We say this with love.